Well, guess who's back? It's been 876 days since I actually published a blog, and it's been 1,054 days since I published a YouTube video. I feel terrible, and I think it's a good day to stop that nonsense. I have to say, for those who don't know me or doesn't know this, in the middle of all of that, I did have a stroke, and I had to kind of draw some lines and learn to have some boundaries around saying no. And I thought I'd take a little bit of time off before I get back into the saddle again. But I'm super excited to continue on this journey. There's been so many incredible new features and releases in the last pretty much 2 to 3 years. So yeah, I'm excited to share some great things with you. For my first blog, I decided to actually talk about the resources that are available to the M365 customers. I'm surprised every single day when people ask me, hey Trace, where can I find training material or where can I find resources? And there's so much of it available out there. So for now, I am going to use the time to just share some of those resources again, point out some other resources that I use as well and that you can use, and then hopefully you'll be on your way. And then of course, I should be back again soon with some great crazy things I'd like to share with you. So the first resource that I do want to share is the Microsoft Tech community. Now, of course, you can belong to this community. You can follow specific product groups and announcements they make. The big thing for me on the tech community is the blogs area. So you can see there, if I go to the tech community and I'll share all the resources and I go to blogs, you'll see that it actually brings up the list of blogs here on the right hand side. Now, I definitely don't follow all the products. I'm definitely not clever enough for that, but there's specific ones that I do follow. So if I have to go to the Microsoft SharePoint blog, the Teams blog for sure, there is a OneDrive blog as well. So let's just go down to the OneDrive blog. Let's have a look. And then what you'll see is that they very diligently share blogs every month where it's like wrap-ups. So check how cool this is, SharePoint. If I have to go back, there we go, the SharePoint roadmap pit stop for April. And then there's very, very cool blogs in between that shows you new releases. So if I go to the pit stop, the roadmap pit stop, you'll see that it actually goes through all the different ones. And it's Mark Cashman. He's an incredible cool oak. You have to follow him on social medias. So there's normally a very nice little intrazone podcast that you can follow as well, so very cool. And then it goes through all the new features, and sometimes there's screenshots, sometimes there's videos. It's definitely something to keep your eye on. So why don't you put something in your calendar for every Monday morning, 15 minutes to go check out Tech Community to make sure that there isn't a new blog that you can see. The same for Teams, the same for OneDrive, and of course it depends on what products you are interested in, because there's quite a lot of products there, as you can see. Then the second one that is a big favorite for me is the Microsoft 365 Adoption Portal. Okay, there is a lot of resources here that you can take a look at, and it also is divided up, if I scroll down, by resources by role. So are you a business user? Are you a champion, a developer, an IT professional? It's also by product, so that's very cool to be able to look at it by product. And then there is some favorite topics as well. So let's take a look, for example, at Microsoft Teams. So of course, Microsoft Teams, it helps you with different resources there. And then you'll also see that all of them has got these steps on your adoption journey. So getting started, how to engage your organization, train your org, connect with communities, and secure your environment. So all of these has the traditional change management and adoption type of steps that you have to follow to actually get there and get success. Remember, it's not about downloading a template. There's a lot of effort that you have to put in your company to make this work, but I can promise you it's absolutely worth it. I focus on that. That's definitely what I focus on in the industry, is to help companies achieve ROI and to get success and enablement from Microsoft 365. So the adoption portal is brilliant. And of course, Copilot. So much happening around Copilot. The Copilot portal for the adoption resources was also launched. in the last couple of months. So you can have a look at the Copilot Success Kit, learning how Copilot works, joining the Copilot community, definitely a big one to do as well. So please check out the adoption resources that Microsoft makes available. There is incredible things out there. Then also, without further ado, is the traditional Microsoft 365 training site. Here again, you can see it by product, so I can actually go into a specific product and say it's Microsoft Teams that I'm looking for. This content does look the same as the learning pathways that you can deploy inside of your tenant. So go and look out on the SharePoint lookbook for the learning pathways. I'll share that in a moment as well. Then also, if you scroll down, you'll see that there's different categories. And for example, cheat sheets and quick starts. Some of these are pretty cool. So have a look at these. These are the little downloadable guides. And remember that you can bring these PDFs in as tabs on your Microsoft Teams, etc. So let's take a look at the Teams one, for example, just to see what they look like. Very, very cool. So it's very nice little PDFs that can help your users to achieve more. So it's really, really an incredible resource to use. So the Microsoft 365 training portal. So let's take a look back as well. Even if you go to for small business, brilliant for small businesses. Many people don't know how valuable this can be for a small business. And we always think that if we're only 5 users or 3 users, we can't afford an IT team, we can't afford trainers. But hey, there is resources out there to help you get more from Microsoft 365 specific for small businesses. I'm a small business, and it's the best decision I ever made is to go to Office 365 13 years ago. So I'll take that and bank it. Thank you. Then also very important, of course, on my blog, there's some resources I'd like to share. On my blog, if you search for Microsoft Modern Workplace and Wellbeing resources, I put a lot of resources together, okay? I'm not saying all of them are still valid. I haven't checked it. If you see anything that doesn't work, please let me know. But there's some incredible, and I categorize them: thought leadership, and then, of course, I'm staying up to date, which is kind of what I'm sharing with you at the moment. User adoption, product training, there is so many, and then modern and hybrid workplace training. And then, of course, also about measurement and insight. So I personally think that this is an incredibly valuable blog. It took me a lot of time to put that together, but I wanted to save you time because you can have it in one place. So why don't you grab that URL, add it as a tab on one of your teams, and make sure that your users know where to get those. There are some incredible resources there. And again, it's a lot of work out there that's been put in by Microsoft. And then last but not least, believe it or not, and yes, I'm that old, I definitely still use Twitter, or X as it's known now. And I want you to know that all the products are on there. So for technology, Twitter is my place to go to, or X. And what you'll see is that each product has a hashtag that they use. So if you go to that specific product, you can see which hashtag it is. So very often I would post something like, hey, I have a question about Microsoft Stream on Pages. I want to embed videos. And you won't believe how incredible the community is. Okay, if you can tag a couple of people in that are rock stars, please try and do so. If not, just use the hashtags. And believe me, there's people that monitors these hashtags, and they will have a look and say, we'd like to answer this if you can. There's also groups on Facebook, of course. I'm not so much on Facebook anymore, but there's some nice groups on Facebook for Teams as well as for SharePoint, where you can ask questions and you can also help support the community. So for me, for today, that's all I wanted to share. That's 9 minutes of incredibly wonderful goodness and resources inside of Microsoft. I'm very happy to be back, and I'm looking forward to starting the second phase of our journey together.